I'm so excited that you've decided to do this Choose Your Own Adventure Summer Reading Challenge. I put this video together as a companion video to go with the challenge. This video will cover two parts of the Summer Reading Challenge that I think deserve some additional explanation. The first will be the spreadsheet that is included as part of the challenge. The second will go over how to create your visual board in Canva. Super quick introduction, my name is Courtney and I own the book blog for thejoyofbooks.com. And I just have to say that I'm so glad you're here. I love sharing bookish fun with other readers. Let's dive in. First, how to use a spreadsheet. You will find a link to the spreadsheet on this page here in the challenge. When the spreadsheet opens, you'll need to make a copy before you can use it. To do this, go up to File, which is right here, and then click on Make a Copy. Then you can name your file and click Make a Copy. Now for the fun part, we're going to have a brainstorming session. To get started, click on the tab that says Book Brainstorm. In this part of the process, you're going to add all the books you can think you want to read this summer. This initial list will include more books than you can possibly read, but don't worry about that right now. I do not want you to hold back. For ideas, look at your own bookshelves. Look at upcoming new releases. Look at books you have sitting on your Kindle. Look at summer reading lists around the internet and books you have on your TBR. Here's an example of a filled out book brainstorm spreadsheet. So I have included some extra columns here that may be helpful. So I like to add the book author. Another column you may want to fill out is the publisher year. This is helpful if, say, you're trying to read books from a certain year, or like me, I like to try to avoid reading too many books from this year. The genre may be helpful if, let's say, you're trying to read a certain number of books from particular genres. And then source was something that I decided to use because I started to realize I had a lot of book of the month books sitting on my shelf that I haven't read yet. So one of my goals this summer is going to be to read quite a few of these books. Once you're done adding all the books you want to add, you're going to go through and give each book a score. I call this the Joy Score because this process was inspired by the KonMari method. The KonMari method is a decluttering method developed by Marie Kondo that teaches people to declutter their homes by holding up each object and asking if the item sparks joy. If it sparks joy, they keep it. If it doesn't, they toss it. So that's what we're going to kind of do here. On this spreadsheet, we're going to give each book a joy score based on how excited you are to read that book. The books you are most excited to read will get a 5, and the least excited will get a 1. So let's go through and score some books here. Okay, now that I've scored some books, we're going to sort them. So when you do this, you want to go through and score all your books, but for the sake of time, we're just going to leave it to these top 10 or top 9, I think it is. To sort them, you're going to click on the column, the Joy Score column, and you're going to click Data, and then Sort Range, and then you're going to click here where it says Z to A. So now we're going to start putting together our summer reading plan list. To do this, we're going to take all of the books that got a 5, and we're going to highlight them and move them over to this spreadsheet here. To do this, I found that the best way to do it, even though it's a little tedious, is to select each cell individually, because if you don't do it this way, it can end up messing up the next spreadsheet. But it's still faster than manually typing each book into the next spreadsheet. So I guess there's that. Once you've selected all the cells, you hit Copy or Command C, or usually you can go up here. Maybe it's here. Yeah, here, and click Copy. So over here on the Summer Reading Plan spreadsheet, this is where you can add your number of books you think you can read for the summer. So mine really is 26, but I added a few bonus books to round it out, which will make more sense once we get to creating our visual board. But part of the reason why you want to do that is just in case you DNF some books, or maybe you are flying through books and you want some extras. So to paste the books in here, you're going to click on this cell here and just click Paste. On a Mac, it's Command V, and there you go. There's our books. So you're going to keep going through this process until you get to your number. For any that you have that are left over, I recommend putting them on this Save for Later tab so that you have a list of books maybe for next season, or let's say you read through all those books or DNF a lot or something like that, you have some backup books available. So that's the spreadsheet. Let's move on to creating our visual board in Canva. Now this step is totally optional, but for me, I just love to see the images of the book covers of the books I've chosen. It just makes me a lot more excited than when I just see a list of books. So this is how we're going to create this. Okay, to access your Canva templates, you're going to go to this page in the PDF, and you're going to either click on the 10 to 35 books or the 40 to 50 books, depending on what your number is. It's going to open up a page like this, and you're just going to click Use Template. Once you've done that, we can get started. Quick note about Canva. So Canva does have a paid version, but you will be able to do this using their free version. Okay, let's dive in. The first step will be to upload the book covers. But before you can upload them, we need to download them. So let me show you how to do that. By going to Amazon, you're going to select the book you want to read, and then you're going to, if you have a PC, you're going to right click on it, or if you have Mac, you're going to double click on it. So let's double click on that. Once you do that, you're going to click Save Image As. I just use whatever name they give it because it doesn't really matter. Click Save. If you're using Chrome, it's going to drop the image right here. If you're not using Chrome, it's probably going to put it in a downloads folder or something like that. So you're going to go back to Canva, and then you're just going to drag and drop it right here. If it got saved elsewhere, you're going to have to click here and upload files. Or if it's like on your desktop, you can drag it from your desktop into here. So once you have all the covers added to Canva that you want to include, we're going to start adding them to our board. So what you're going to do is click on the book cover you want to add, and then you're just going to drag and drop it to the location you want it to go. So I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to put this one here. Put this one here. And so forth. Okay. Now let's say you want to add a book over here and you accidentally add it here. What do? So there's a couple of options. I like to just go on my computer. I like to undo the action. So on a Mac, that would be Command Z, and then you just move it where you want it to go. So that's the option I like to use. You could also click on it again and put it where you want it to go. And then let's say this is a book you wanted to go there. You can just put that one there, and it'll replace what's there. I'll show you what I mean. So let's say I click on this one and I want this one to go where Tom Lake is. I just drop it there. It'll replace it there for you. Okay, let's finish doing this so I can show you how to download these. I've given you instructions here to go over how to do this. Here's an example of one I made earlier. Once you've added all the books you want to add, we want to download it and save it. So you're going to click here where it says Share, Download. And for this one, you want to save it as a PDF. You want to make sure you don't save all these because there's going to be some empty ones you didn't use. So what I like to do is I like to click on this to unselect these options, and then select the one that you want to download, and then click Done, and then Download. Now you can name this whatever you want. And now you have your very own PDF of a visual board of your summer reading books that you can share with friends, share around the internet, share if, let's say, you have a blog or something like that. Okay, so I also threw in a fun little reading tracker for you so you can track how many books you're reading. You can track how many days you read. I just thought this would be fun to include. Lastly, I'd love to see the plans you put together. So if you want, you can share these on social media using this hashtag, or you can just email it to me if you'd rather be more private about it. Okay, I hope you had a ton of fun with this. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or run into any issues. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, and happy reading.